Oh, I have to admit, this is looking pretty good. Ray traced lighting, I often feel like I can do without its beastly hits to performance in my games, but then I see a transformative use of it that makes me want to slam the RTX on button. A modder has released a demo for ray tracing in the original Max Payne game, and it looks new and beautiful all over again. The results are pretty stunning. The game's first level, Roscoe Street Station, gets this really grungy, oppressively dark makeover. Some part of me will always prize the turn of the Millennium charm of the original, but this modded version is definitely a cool alternate take. I'm hoping that the modder continues this work for the rest of the game. I'd be excited to see Max Payne's more scenic areas, like the Acer headquarters or the mansion level, get the same kind of treatment, and we can only keep our fingers crossed and hope. This mod also might be a small taste of what Remedy might pull in its upcoming Max Payne 1 and 2 remasters. You know that one is going to have the most taxing, uber fancy next-gen lighting imaginable, but bouncing light rays are hopefully just the beginning. Alan Wake 2 showed us a studio at the height of its art direction powers, while the destructible environments of Control would be right at home in Max Payne's ultra-violent world. In the meantime, you can check out the Max Payne RTX Remix demo for yourself on YouTube. A lot of very, very cool tech has come out of the Consumer Electronics Show this year in Vegas, and Be Quiet has decided that they were going to put together a display of sorts. Check this out. You can definitely run videos on it. However, I would be hesitant to say that the actual resolution of this display is anywhere above 100 pixels wide. I could be wrong, because if you're looking at it, the fans themselves actually can change different colors. So even though there's 200 RGB fans making up this display, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's only 200 pixels. There's definitely more than that. So maybe we're looking at a large 300, 400 pixel wide display. Quite unsure, but it is impressive in its own right, and I would definitely say it would work if it was just going to be a Tetris machine for sure. The demo that they did of playing Doom on it definitely leaves something to be desired. But if you want to flash up your computer case a little bit, Be Quiet definitely has some very fancy RGB fans that may just do the trick for you. How incredible! A new Chinese rocket just blasted its way into the record books. The Gravity 1 vehicle, built by Chinese company Orionspace, lifted off for the first time ever recently. The squat, burly rocket rose off the deck of a ship stationed in the Yellow Sea, sending two big plumes of exhaust and some pretty impressively large pieces of debris into a blue sky. Gravity 1 deployed its payload, 3 commercial weather satellites, into their planned orbit, according to Orionspace, which declared the debut launch a success. Gravity 1 can haul up to 14,300 pounds of payload to low Earth orbit, Space News reported. Recently, the liftoff made it the most powerful Chinese commercial rocket, as well as the most powerful solid-fueled launcher ever to ace an orbital mission. Gravity 1 will be just one of the rockets in Orionspace's stable if all goes according to plan. The company is also developing a vehicle called Gravity 2, which will feature a liquid-fueled core stage and solid rocket boosters. Orionspace is targeting a 2025 debut for Gravity 2, which will likely be capable of lofting 25.6 tons to low Earth orbit. Then there's Gravity 3, which will combine 3 Gravity 2 core stages, much like the SpaceX Falcon Heavy does. And then, well, it should have a capacity close to about 30.6 tons. How incredible. For comparison, the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy can haul about 25 tons and 70 tons to LEO, respectively. That's according to SpaceX's specifications page. The Galaxy 1 launch was the fourth orbital mission of the year for China. The nation has ramped up its launch cadence to impressive levels recently, with the private sector playing an increasingly important role. China launched 64 orbital missions in 2022, then broke that national record with 67 in 2023. Urtopia has tried to separate its e-bikes from the pack with a copious use of technology, and this year the company has outdone itself. It's just showed off its flagship Fusion model for the first time at CES 2024, and it's fully integrated with none other than ChatGPT, the buzzy AI assistant. The Fusion follows the company's previous models with a lot of tech infusion. Urtopia calls the Fusion the world's first dual-battery, dual-motor e-bike by design visionary Hartmut Esslinger, a very specific claim, I'd say. It's built with carbon fiber to reduce weight and uses some very fancy Shimano derailleurs, or one called a stepless shifter, on the premium version. The dual 540 watt-hour batteries allow for 120 kilometers of range, that's about 75 miles, but the 360 watt-hour battery extender brings that up to 124 miles, or 200 kilometers. That's enough to traverse Paris from north to south about 20 times. It can hit up to 25 kilometers an hour thanks to the 95 nanometer mid-drive motor, and has 100 millimeters of travel with the air suspension fork. All that combined with the relatively lightweight, just 23 kilograms, and wide tires, a stable frame, well, it makes it suitable for off-road trails and city riding as well. This is one of the coolest e-bikes I've seen yet, and apparently it comes with its own AI-powered assistant, suitable for off-road trails and city riding as well. Now, that could be any e-bike, but the Fusion's headline feature is the tech. It's connected by 4G and uses GPS tracking to keep you informed on the bike's location if ever stolen. It also comes with a movement alarm, fingerprint unlock, route tracking, navigation without a cell phone, and Bluetooth music via a built-in speaker, all as with past models. What's new is what the company calls Jarvis technology, enabled by a smart ring. The company didn't say which one to power the bike on, play music, or activate the other tech features like ChatGPT. You can also converse directly with ChatGPT through the built-in speaker. You may reasonably ask what ChatGPT is doing on an e-bike. The answer is that it can help you explore new routes, get real-time information, and even engage in entertaining conversations, according to Urtopia. We're not sure how useful a chat assistant is when dodging traffic at 25 kilometers an hour, but it might at least keep you company on a lonely trail. It's also a pretty solid marketing gimmick that the company is using to separate itself from the many other e-bikes on the market. Buyers will have to have pretty deep pockets, though, as the Fusion is going to cost about $4,400 US, and the Fusion CVT will run about $5,500. There's no word yet on when it'll go on sale or if it will actually come to the US, but I'll keep you updated as soon as I hear more here on your weekly tech update.